The 89th Texas legislature is in full swing, and our elected officials are eager to continue to fight for the defense of Texas. With so many bills filed and looking to make an impact, we invite legislators to TPPF to discuss their priority legislation and what it means for Texans. Texas lawmakers are proposing legislation to protect our state's critical infrastructure and sovereignty. Two bills currently in focus aim to regulate foreign ownership of Texas real estate. So let's dive in. This is the layout. I'm Jose Melendez, Campaign Director of TPPF's Taxpayer Protection Project. Today we're discussing House Bills 243 and 191 with Representative David Spiller from House District 68. Representative Spiller, welcome to the layout.
Jose, thanks for having me.
Excellent. So House Bills 243 and 191 address the acquisition and management of land owned by foreign entities in Texas. Right. So this was a big topic of discussion back in the 2023 legislative session. What exactly do these bills do?
Okay, well, first of all, 191 is similar to the committee sub that I did for House Bill 4006 last session. And so it didn't get out of state affairs, but this is basically the same type thing. I thought it was the bill that best addressed the issue of foreign ownership of land from those countries that pose a threat to us as determined by the annual threat assessment by the U.S. government: China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. House Bill 243 is kind of a safety net bill that covers any foreign-owned entity or alien that owns property whereby they are breaking the law and serve as a threat to any critical infrastructure, which could include power generation, healthcare facilities, or military facilities.
So why is this legislation currently needed here in Texas today?
Well, we absolutely have to secure our land in Texas and across the country for that matter. But the U.S. government does not have any restrictions on that. Texas needs some. And so this bill addresses those things that are a threat. My bill is different than some others that have been filed in that it doesn't target individuals. Those aren't really the problem or the threat. It provides for owning land but also leasing land. It provides for minerals in addition to the surface. And so there are a number of things, and it provides for regular land instead of just ag land. There are problems when you try to limit it too much. And so my bill and has a lot of support within the industry between lenders, bankers, realtors, builders, title companies, and has a lot of support from those folks because we think that it's the right approach.
So property acquired by eminent domain under these bills would be acquired by the state and then managed by the General Land Office. What happens to the property after that?
Well, that's under HB 243. Mm-hmm. And under that, yes, in the General Land Office, they appoint a receiver, they have eminent domain, and the General Land Office could do what they want. And if they choose, they could sell that property back to the general public or not. But the main concern is that we just can't have anyone that is an alien or a company that is controlled by one of these countries that's doing this to pose a threat to us and pose a threat to critical infrastructure. So there's some safeguards. The Attorney General's office has the ability to go in if he suspects that this happens, but everyone's entitled to their day in court and due process, and only after a court would determine that someone has violated the law and does this that you would have these remedies.
So what would you say this means for property rights for Texans?
I don't think for most Texans this has anything to do with that because most Texans, actually in Texas, you can be an alien and own property. It's been that way for 150 years. But most people, number one, for this bill to apply under 243, you would have, you'd number one have to be an alien and you would have to be determined that you posed a threat to critical infrastructure. That's just not going to happen in most common real estate transactions or property ownership situations.
What powers or obligations does the Attorney General have under this bill?
Well, they have the ability to go in and investigate, make a determination if someone has broken the law, and if they are doing things on that property that pose a threat to critical infrastructure, it gives them additional, in addition to what the local law enforcement has for criminal justice provision, it gives the Attorney General the ability to investigate and determine and move forward and secure this property if that is appropriate.
Excellent. So, lastly, what kind of feedback have you received from folks back in the district or Texans across the state?
My district in House District 68, that's 12 rural counties, I've yet to hear one single person express any concern about it. It is very much supported in my district, and it's very much supported throughout the state because we know it's a problem. And we know it's a problem. To put it in perspective, I think there was a survey done in at the December of 22 that says at the federal level, there were 43.4 million acres of land owned by foreign entities, by foreign agents. And so that's roughly over a third of our ag land in the United States and 2% of our land mass in the country. So, and there's no regulation of that whatsoever. So we absolutely have to secure our sovereign.
Well, thank you, Representative Spiller, for joining us on the layout.
Thanks for having me.